All right, great. Welcome everybody to our member benefits deep dive call for September. My goal was really to have Laura Goldstein on the call with us. She works for the headquarters, the corporate headquarters for the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. She's the community organizer, member support. What's the other one? Chief idea generator.
I'm
And
like word geek, chief idea. Like I just add titles whenever I want because I'm not really quite sure what my title is around here.
well, it could be like wearing a lot of hats, right?
Yes.
So the purpose really was so that we could understand, get a clearer sense as to what is the benefit of belonging to the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. I mean, if you've come to our local chapter, you benefit from the in-person networking, but there's a whole lot of other things, opportunities that go on. That corporate will support. I guess I call it corporate. You might say headquarters, but whatever it's, what they're providing to us as well because we are an international organization. And I am going to let Laura take over and start talking about this, and then afterwards we will open it up to Q&A as well. Are you okay if people stop you and ask you a question in the middle of whatever
Yeah,
you're sharing?
absolutely.
Okay.
If anybody has a question, I'll pause and just as I go through. I thought I would just make this a conversation and talk about our mission. So Barry, you are around. Sorry, you are going to hear all of the things that you already 100% know, but the rest of you might be new to the organization or you are familiar with the in-person component of it, but maybe not so much the virtual component. We are an international organization, and we say that because we do have some members in Canada, we have a member in South Africa, but we do not have a local in-group presence in other countries. Our in-person presences are just here in the States. And our goal is really to grow and have more in-person groups. Now, COVID, was a thing. And at one point, we had about 70 in-person groups, which was pretty significant. Then COVID hit and a lot happened there. We went mostly virtual to meet the needs of the people at the time. And we're starting to see some of that local in-person presence come back, which is awesome because I think people in general want that in person. But we do have a lot to offer as a global virtual community, and I want to talk a little bit about that. First off, the mission of the Holistic Chamber was to provide a platform for the holistic and wellness community, or it could also be conventional business owners that share in our mission and vision. We're not just made up of holistic and wellness practitioners. We have website designers, we need CPAs, we need accountants, we need branding people, we need those people. And we want to work with people who don't think that our holistic business, especially those that are more into like energy work, they don't want to work with someone who thinks that their work is a bunch of like woo and hogwash and like really weird. We want people who share in our values. So this was created as a community to bring together professionals of like-mindedness so that they could connect and network and understand each other. We're different in that when you go to a conventional chamber, I don't know about you, but for me, I spent a long time just trying to educate someone who did like roofing. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with roofers. My gosh, we need roofers. They bring lovely things to the world. That's a lovely contribution. But most are not well versed in holistic practices. They can be, but trying to explain any kind of modality to them, to someone who maybe really isn't into prevention, no matter what industry they're in, is a little bit like pulling teeth, and you feel like you're misunderstood. So we wanted a community of people who already had a foundation, a framework. So even if you have a modality or some kind of treatment, whatever, that nobody's really heard of, at least there's a foundation there and it's a starting point and someone's open to the conversation. So we really want to, emphasize to people that it's more about sharing in the same values, understanding, so that we can refer each other. Sometimes in a conventional chamber, people like want to refer you, but they have no idea what you do. So they just send you people, and it's like all the wrong type of people. I experienced that when I was doing holistic psychotherapy, and they're like, oh, she does religious counseling. And I was like, where did you get that out of like holistic
Oh.
psychotherapy? So, you don't get the right referrals. It's hard to create partnerships. We all share a very similar client base. So when we connect with someone and we really seem to like mesh with a particular person, most likely you have a similar audience. You can do joint ventures, you can cross promote. It just makes things so much easier. So we have that professional side of the HCC, but we also have an entire consumer side, which most people don't even think about. They're like, oh, yeah, we have people who do not have a business. They're not business owners, but they're looking at us for information, for resources. They're the ones that want to use our services. So while they aren't part of our membership, they are absolutely following us through email, through social media. And so we talk about we have a professional membership, but we also have a very large consumer base. And some of the benefits of membership, which I'll get into, is having your stuff advertised to our email list. That goes out to about 10,000 people.
Mhm.
So it behooves you to really get to know like what we have to offer and make good use of that. Any questions about that before I dive into membership benefits? Good. Okay.
Thank you.
How's dinner, Barry? Two thumbs up?
Awesome.
Good.
I'll make a couple comments. Just you mentioned the email list.
Mhm.
I submitted an article on stem cells and nutritional ways to boost your stem cells, which was posted on the member website, and it went out. A notice of that being on the website went out in an email today.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sure did.
So that's that's good exposure.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
exposure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then the other thing compared to a traditional chamber is people get what we're doing. We're there in our chamber because we all have the same mindset of wellness from a natural standpoint, not our standard of care medical system.
Mhm.
So that's a big boost to me.
Mhm.
So,
All
thanks.
right.
I,
Enjoy the rest of your dinner.
I've been thinking a lot on this because in working with our local chamber, with the holistic chamber, I'm also a member of the Greater Bluffton Chamber, one of our local chamber of commerces, and I really, I, I'm seeing a moment here where the holistic community has the ability to band together. And you brought up an interesting point about how holistic business owners are part of the community. They are absolutely, and even more so in small towns where we're always going to be a small town. We can grow and expand and really be overpopulated. But small business economy is just critical to a town's survival. And here in the South, the holistic community definitely struggles a little bit more connecting with the rest of it. But in looking at it in a larger scale, we recently had the state chamber do an economic growth summit. They're doing a tour to bring awareness to the economic development over the next 10 years. And with the current administration with RFK, now really, whether we agree, disagree, how we feel about it, there's definitely an opportunity that's starting to present itself where the holistic community can actually start to push themselves a little bit forward and actually be parts of the conversation. And I want to know how the international or how you can help our local chapters to really start to galvanize that effort, because I see an opportunity because of the willingness to look at different science that the American Medical Association has been pushing back on. Frankly, the insurance companies have been pushing. It keeps our holistic practitioners from being able to get a lot of the community involved because they're unable to use the conventional methods of paying for that sort of healthcare, with that naturopath, with the functional medicine. And I'd like to be able to see how we can connect like the normal chambers do. And I shouldn't say the normal, but how because it was striking to me that the holistic chamber was not invited to this summit.
Right.
And every other chamber in the area that has a representation was invited. Mm-hmm. So I want to know how we can connect with that power and stature and really start to be a voice, because I think with that voice will come the not so much acceptance, but the movement to help what they're trying to do at the state and federal levels. So it's not a very well-formed question, but it's more of trying to figure out to open up that discussion to see how we can do that, because we're trying to grow our chapter here.
Yeah.
And trying to put forth how are we using the power of the chamber to help these business owners, because we're connecting with ourselves, but we need to be able to connect more with the community so that the community knows who we are, and also with driving into state legislators, into congressional offices to say, look, we're here. And now's the time, because we have that unique opportunity right now. And again, I'm sorry, because it's not political for me, but with the current administration, there is a real good opportunity here, I think. And if the holistic members of all the communities started to really understand that, how do we use our chamber to propel that?
Yeah, that's a good, point that you bring up. And I think a lot of people see us as a bit of a threat, like conventional organizations see us as a threat. And unfortunately, that is like a whole discussion for like a whole other time. But it is a valid conversation to be had, both, at the local in-person state level, but also as a United States. It's something to really think about. But I'm gonna kind of go back and use this time. It was intended for, member benefits. So I'm gonna circle back around that. Yeah.
Could I just ask, Laura, would that be a question that you could let Camille know that we're interested in knowing a little bit more about that? Would you?
She's very aware. She's very aware of, opportunities in Washington and to have a presence there. She's talked about it, and that's one of her main goals. It's just a little more challenging than we think it is.
Okay.
But she is, that's one of her top goals, is she wants to, be a voice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
that's great, Becky. I think that is what we kind of wanted to know, but we don't know about what Camille's doing.
Yes. No, that's one of her goals, part of her mission here. She wants to be that gateway between consumers and people that are providing services, but also to let people know that we are not a threat. We're not talking about, well, there's no place for conventional medicine. That's not what we're trying to do. There's always a complementary, there's a balance. And then she does talk about, not that, we get political here, but she does talk about, being involved in politics and legislation. But again, it's a journey, and it's a little more challenging than just showing up. So, but yeah, she's very much aware. Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, and Laura, thank you very much for taking that time, because I know this is about member benefits. It's just been something that's, because we're trying to drive our membership. Right. And when you're driving membership, there's that thought process of what are we trying to accomplish as a community? And I think
Right.
togetherness and giving ourselves that safe place is
Mm,
absolutely
mm,
number one importance.
mm.
But I just wanted to see, because in our area, I'm all about standing up. I think, especially with the connections we make outside of the holistic community, the ability to start tapping into those connections and really make the holistic community businesses understand that we're here for them, but it's about being integrated into small business.
Mhm.
Right,
So,
right.
so I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to membership, and we can do our best to as communities, small communities, the area in which you live, so you can develop that kind of feeling within your in-person group, but also at a global scale. Member benefits. We so there's we're a chamber of commerce. We do chamber of commercey things. We're just niche specific. If you've attended a chamber of commerce before, you get the gist of it.
Mhm.
We have an online directory. So as a member, you get placed in that online directory. You can create a profile. It's searchable. It's public facing, so that when people visit our website, they can, search under a keyword, search an area, find whatever it is that they're looking for. As a member, you also can post your events. We have an event calendar. So if you have a weekend workshop or a free webinar that you're using to get, people on your email list and interested in what you do, some people put their, big retreats on there. Now it's a public facing event calendar, and our consumers will scroll that. I tell people it's probably not the best place for, a very high ticket offer, because these are people that are looking, it's going to be your first introduction. But, any kind of class that you're offering that's a little low level, that's introductory, that people can get to know you, it's really good to put on there, even if you are doing it in person locally, because again, what we do is at the first of the month, we take that information and we put it in our big first of the month dump newsletter. Like, here's what's happening, and your event actually gets listed in that. So it is on our website, but it also gets sent out to all of our email followers and our social media followers. So it does behoove you to list any events in there. It's additional advertising. As a member, you get to attend multiple events that we have each month. We try to have three consistent events each month. One is Conscious Connections, which is our Zoom networking. We do that every second Tuesday of the month. It's very organic. You come in, we put you into small breakout rooms. There's no scripts, nothing, just really connecting with each other. We also have a strategic roundtable, which is our mastermind. That's every fourth Tuesday of the month. And this is the opportunity to come together, ask questions, and also share your expertise. I mean, we're all in business, and sometimes we want to start a new venture, but we're not really sure, like, what are the moving elements of this? Has anybody had any experience in starting XYZ, or, hosting a wellness fair, or doing an in-person retreat? So it's a great way too to come and share your expertise, even though um, uh, many of us are in the wellness field. We all have business experience. And so we might have been really successful in running Facebook groups. So we all have something businessy to share. You don't have to be like a business related expert to show up. All right, so we have our Zoom networking, we have our mastermind, we then have a business masterclass. We have a featured speaker come on that talks about some kind of business expansion topic. We learn a few things. There's a little bit of networking, but not much. It's mostly, hey, let's learn something new. Can we apply any of this to our business? Then we have sometimes wellness series events, and these are our wellness practitioners that are speaking on a wellness topic that our consumers are invited to attend at no charge. If we're talking about a particular modality, then we want people to join, the ones who are going to need that service. So wellness, we have wellness events that will go out. Sometimes we have other fun things. I did like a Friday nervous system reset. But we do the three main ones and then we sprinkle other things in between. There's always an opportunity to show up, meet new people, and connect virtually. All right, I saw like something pop up in the
Yeah,
chat. Oh,
Amy
yeah,
was asking if the
yeah,
newsletter was local or national. So,
yeah.
and I said national. So maybe a quick little thing about that. So the newsletter is consumers and business owners
Mhm.
as well. And did you say it's up to 10,000? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Last time I knew it was 6,000. So that's very good that it's up to 10,000 now.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's everybody. So in the newsletter, I do break it up by, here are the virtual activities, here's what's in person. People can look for their state, they can look for the particular city. It goes out to everybody.
Mhm.
Um, who knows? A lot of our people can work with anybody, so they can work virtually, they can work
Mhm.
in person. But yeah, you can be a brick and mortar and just have, there's one entity, I think in Ridgeland or something, where they're advertising like all their yoga classes and sound baths. And I mean, it's in person, but they've got like their whole monthly list going on.
Right. Well, that's because you just never know when somebody might be in that particular area and they can
Yeah.
come in. And, a member of the Holistic Chamber can visit other chapters. Is that right?
Yes, if you
Okay.
are a member and you're traveling someplace and they happen to have a local in-person group, yes, absolutely, you can go and attend that
Okay.
meeting.
I thought so.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we have in terms of events. What else do we have? Karen made me this handy little checklist thing so I don't forget anything.
Or
Um,
I have a question
yeah.
about events. I know the Global Chamber has rules about members only to certain events.
Hmm.
What events are there that guests can come to once or twice or as many times as they would like?
The quarterly kickoff summits are open to members and non-members. Our wellness series events are open to members and non-members. And as many of you that are members know, if you were around here in August, we had August Guest Access Month. We're going to do that twice a year where the entire month non-members can join any
Mhm.
event at no charge, participate, get a feel for what we're like. So those are the ways that, non-members can get a feel. And in the in-person local, they can come to two meetings before they have to
Mhm.
join and become a member, so they can try it out that way.
Right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you, when you're talking, would you let us know if there's any feature that goes to a different membership? Like, in other words, the Amplify
Yes. Just going to
versus
get into that.
okay,
And
cool.
get into the membership levels. We do have two different membership levels because people come to us with different intentions. Everything that I talked about is available to both membership levels. So attending all the events, putting your event on the event calendar, your directory listing. For those that want a little more visibility or exposure, or it's very possible that they have several reps or employees that they want to send to events as well. We do have higher tier membership. So our Connect level membership includes all I just talked about. It's $33 a month, 333 annually. And from what I was told, and I didn't calculate this myself, so don't hold me to this. But when you do annual, it's a little less expensive. It's about 2 months
Mhm.
free if you do an annual membership.
That's great.
So the Connect level, all of those things are included. We also have an Amplify level membership. It's $55 a month or 555 annually. And this allows you to do things such as write articles for our resources section, which Barry was talking about how he wrote an article. And every so often we open that up to all membership levels. So he got in, with doing the, hey, we're opening this up, get your articles in. But that is the Amplify level. You can write articles. It's like a blog post. It goes in our resources section and then it also goes out in our emails to the consumers. So it's either a business topic or a health and wellness topic that you can talk about in those. It doesn't matter. It still all goes out to our email list. You also have the opportunity to be a speaker at one of our events to apply for speaking. And we do want people with speaking experience. We know that not everybody is a speaker, which is why, writing the articles is a good outlet for those that don't really speak, but you can schedule a speaking event. You can be in a speaker at our business masterclass about a business related topic. You can also do a wellness series that's open to both members and non-members. As an Amplify member, you also have a prioritized search results in our directory. So if someone's searching as an acupuncturist and you're an Amplify member, you're going to come up at the top, uh, like the top tier of search results. You also have the ability to send out a solo email. Like if you have a big event, for example, we have many of our members who are doing book launches. Maybe they have, some kind of special retreat, their annual retreat. They can send out a solo email to our entire community with whatever it is that they want to showcase. And these are really, for special events. To, just garnish attention, get people interested in whatever it is that they are doing. So, we have those two membership options to allow, for people to choose what their main intention is for being part of the chamber. Yes, both memberships, you can attend a local group and attend all the virtual events. So if you happen to live in an area where there is a local group, yay, extra bonus because you get to attend both. There's no like separate fee for either of those. Any questions around that?
Um, Not on what you said, but my brain was even thinking, social media, I think combined with the email and your social media, um, we're reaching over 50,000 people. Is that correct?
Yeah,
When you
that's
all take something and post it out on social media, I guess is what I'm
yes,
saying.
that's what our social media peoples tell me.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not the number cruncher.
That's a big reach though, so that's a
Yeah.
plus, I think.
It is a good reach. And
Yeah.
Camille has tons of connections on LinkedIn. I
Mhm.
know she puts
Oops. We're
is
frozen.
interested. So, Karen, if you have people that come in that want to do a one-on-one, and I go over a lot of what I talked about here,
Mhm.
you can give them that scheduling. Do you have that scheduling link of mine by any chance?
I
Not sure
do.
that I do.
Okay, I'll put it in the
Put it in
chat
the chat.
before I
Okay.
go. Yeah. Also, too, as a member, you will get in emails with a bunch of like, hey, here are the next steps. Here's how to set up your public directory. There's a link to schedule an orientation call with me. Some people are great at their craft, not so great at technology. And so I
Mhm.
can walk them through setting up their profile, whatever it is that they need as a new member for support. And then if you are an Amplify member, you get additional emails that say, hey, here's how to submit an article. Hey, do you want to speak? Book a call with me, because I wear all the different hats, to talk about what do you want to speak about? What would that look like, etc. You'll get all that information as a new member on, what to do next.
Great. Does
So,
anybody?
Laura, with the amplified membership, as
Mhm.
far as speaking opportunities, there are HCC events that we could um, speak at, make a presentation at. Is that correct?
Yes, the business master class, and we have those. That's an Amplify
Okay.
member who's speaking. When we have those wellness series topics, like we just had um, Cordelia do her gut health one. Those are also Amplify members that want to talk about their craft, their service with others.
Okay. And then if we would like to do a series or an event on our own, that can, as an amplified member, HCC can promote that. Is that what I understand?
What do you mean, like on your own?
Well, if it wouldn't be one of the wellness series or speaking at a master class. Can you hear my dog barking, or is my mic?
A little.
A little bit, but animals are welcome. I already saw kitty ears. Little Connie had little kitty ears. I have three of my own, and I'm like shocked that none of them are here because usually they're like, "What are you doing? Who's
Crawling
there?
across your
Can I
lap.
play too?"
Ah,
Mm. Um, all right. So if you are doing an event on your own, okay. So as an Amplify member, you can speak at one of our events, like an HCC sponsored event,
Right.
or host a wellness series, but it's an HCC event. If you're having an event and a separate event like Barry's wellness workshop on brain health that you are doing on your own, what you would do is you would advertise that in a solo email to get registrants for whatever private event that you are having on your own time,
Okay.
um, outside of the chamber dealings here.
Got it. Okay. I think
That
that's
make sense?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes. Okay, anything else? I'm going to look up that Calendly link for you, Karen, so you have that on hand.
thank you.
Mhm.
Uh, does anybody want to jump in with a question before I announce something else that we're doing that I want to make sure everybody's aware of? Let's see, something might be coming through. Oh, there we go. Um, just to take a moment to sidebar, I guess, because our local chapter is always trying to come up with interesting things to do to keep it fun. And we are planning something called a Member Palooza event. I don't have all the details, but it is going to be on October 28th, and it's in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30, and it will be at Pure Salt Studios on Hilton Head Island. And the purpose of it is it's for member appreciation, because we always want to celebrate our members, but also it's an opportunity for anybody interested in, becoming a member to come out and be a part of a fun event that we can just really connect in. It's not going to be formal like a meeting. It's just going to be fun, and there'll be some activities happening, and there'll be some food and drinks and things like that. So, anyhow, I just want to make sure that you have that on your calendars because it is by ticket only. The place that we're hosting it at, or the place that's sponsoring it, Pure Salt Studios, kind of a small venue. It's kind of broken up into different rooms, and there's probably enough to fit 30 of us in there. So I'm hoping that, every member invites somebody to come, and I'm inviting the guests here to also come and be a part of that if you would like to. So
Yeah.
I definitely am sending out information about that.
Get your reservation in early because,
Yeah,
like Karen said, it's going to be limited.
yeah.
I was at Lindsay's Salt Studio last week after our meeting.
Oh, did you?
It's a Himalayan salt room, and I sat. It's a 45-minute when she normally does it. 45-minute in a zero gravity chair with your feet in salt and one of the walls of salt, and they micronize salt through the air. and it's very relaxing and therapeutic. And
Yes,
I'm sure she'll have that going for
she
people
will.
that
Yes.
night. So
In fact,
yeah.
we can talk and chat and network in the room too, while all that is pouring into us.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Well, does any questions for Laura? I thank you, Laura,
Mhm.
for the link there. I was looking to see what else.
Yep.
Oh, Sage, thank you very much, Sage. She put the link in there for our member Palooza. You can also find the information on our local Facebook page.
Mm.
Okay.
All right, lovelies.
Yeah, thank you very much, Laura. Appreciate your time tonight, and I want to thank
Thank
everybody
you.
here for showing up. We will share out the recording so those who couldn't be on the call tonight won't miss out on this great information. All right.
That's
Thank
great.
you,
Thank you,
Laura.
Karen.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Laura,
everyone.
appreciate it.
Mm.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See ya. I'm just trying to save my chat. There we go.